Morning, cousins. How are y'all doing? Welcome back into the video. So I have a quick story for you guys, an update as to what's going on with the Hurricane Helene victims. I'm not sure if this is true or not, so I'm going to start up by saying that this is all allegedly to cover myself. I hope that it is not true because it is horrible if it is. As you enter, thank you for being here. I hope you guys are getting yourselves prepared for the holiday if you are celebrating it and that you're cooking those good old meals. Save me a plate. And let's get into the video. Definitely hit that like button and share this out. And feel free to leave your comments if you think this is a real situation that's happening or you know someone from there that it is happening to. So it says, and again, thank you guys for donating to the children in Boone, North Carolina that went through the Hurricane Helene. So claims that Helene victims forced out of temporary housing draw rebuke from North Carolina Fire Marshal. The North Carolina State Fire Marshal decried claims that local and state authorities are evicting people from temporary housing in storm affected areas after misinformation sparked fierce backlash towards his office. Now, he did tweet something that had people believing that this is what was happening. So that's why I said I don't know if this is true or not. So it says a Saturday X post by right-wing news website National File claims state and local agencies kick Hurricane Helene survivors out of tiny homes built by the Amish because they didn't meet building code requirements. And he's saying that is not true. And that was on Monday. He released a statement. He also said, well, Taylor said his office contacted local inspection departments and found no credible evidence that any code enforcement official has forcibly evicted any citizen of the state from any temporary structure based on its noncompliance with the state building code. Now, that could be true. Maybe they didn't evict him, but maybe they told him, hey, you shouldn't stay here because of whatever situation. So I don't know. This is all allegedly. The National Foul Post, which has nearly 3 million views, shares a screenshot of a Facebook post by authorities in Western North Carolina. Mitchell County giving notice to local volunteers that temporary housing should comply with North Carolina's building and health codes to ensure safety and well-being for all. The county post prompted swift fury, racking up nearly 1,000 outraged comments. People claimed county inspectors were forcing storm survivors to sleep in the cold. It does apply that they are willing to evict people. I'm just going to say that, from reading that tweet. Well, X, I don't even know what you call it. This has to be the most cold-blooded act I've ever seen, someone said. And that got like a 100 likes, that comment. So another person said, I wouldn't want to be any of you who will eventually have to answer to God as to why you did this. Okay, so temporary shelters that don't meet building code requirements could threaten occupants' lives, especially in adverse weather. And that's according to Mitchell County Fire Marshal. And that was his response to the uproar over the post. In quotations, he said, if you had a big snow and your roof caved in on you, for example, Mitchell County's communication specialist in a November 7th podcast, and I think this is why people think that they are doing this, because it was said in that podcast that the county's fire marshal, this is the fire marshal that said this, the way was blocked for you to get out of the bedroom and you had a fire. That's the sort of stuff we're talking about. So some Facebook commenters suggested county officials were enforcing the code to profit from permitting fees. That could be true too. In fact, the North Carolina General Assembly placed a moratorium on permit and inspection fees up until December. So they're not supposed to have any fees related to anything, but they are like flipping around the codes to try to make it, you know, where people who have temporary housing that maybe it came in to help out. I don't know. So Taylor, the state fire marshal, said his office has received threatening messages from people angered by the false information. So have members of the state council responsible for amending the building code. He said, even though they don't play a role in the enforcement, which is done by local authorities, in replies on the National File's initial post, which got over 1 million views, a user posted the contact information for each person that's a part of that building code council. I wonder if they could get him for, you know, exposing people's information. I don't know. Possible. And then he encouraged them to feel free to let them know their thoughts on the situation. So one anonymous email sent to council members and shared with the the news organization called the situation absolutely shameful and sickening and accused the council of letting storm survivors freeze to death. In fact, the Office of State Fire Marshal has worked with local inspection departments after Helene to give guidance on how to streamline the inspection process and ensure temporary housing meets safety requirements and standards. The state legislature has also included provisions in its disaster relief packages to ease planning and permitting processes. So it's really, to me, unclear whether or not people were actually approached and told, hey, this really doesn't meet our code, so this needs to meet our code, or you have to leave. So two things can be true. You know, they don't have to evict you to say, hey, if you don't get this done by X amount of time, then, you know, we can't allow you to stay here. So y'all feel free to get in the comments. I want to know what you think about it. Definitely, they're going through a lot. It's cold. The weather is going to be freezing this weekend. And I really do keep those people in my prayer. We have so much to be thankful and grateful for on this Thanksgiving, but every day we have so much to be thankful for. We shouldn't just be thankful on one particular day, but hey, you got to get people to highlight things the way you can, and everything is always about the dollar and the sales, and not about the heart. So hit the like, share the video, and leave your comments down below. And if you are new to the channel, welcome in. I hope that you decide to stick around by subscribing and becoming one of our family members, which I call cousins. So guys, until the next time, I love you, but God truly loves you more. He created only one you, so be the very best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love, okay? Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites Homestead. And I probably will have another video today. I'm definitely going to have one at 5, but I'm probably going to have one in between now and 5. So definitely turn your notifications on if you have not. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, bye.